Bart couldn't read the words on the blackboard, which made him unable to answer Mrs. Crabapple's question. Martin, sitting in front of him, anxiously whispered the answer, but the teacher told Bart that the problem wasn't with his brain, it was his eyes that needed checking.
You mean it ain't me noggin, it's me peepers? Oh, well, that's just lovely.
Marge took Bart to the hospital, where tests revealed he had temporary amblyopia. The doctor fitted him with a pair of glasses, then suggested he visit the dermatology department to have his scalp checked. There, the dermatologist applied an ointment to Bart's head and told Marge it needed to be reapplied every half hour. Next came treatment for his flat feet, and finally, a throat spray to soothe his voice. By the end of it, all of Bart's issues were treated, but his appearance had completely changed. When he returned to school, his new look made him the target of his classmates' jokes. Peeking through Milhouse's glasses, Bart saw how ridiculous he looked. Determined to prove himself, he tried skateboarding down the hallway, but because of his shoes, he couldn't keep his balance. He crashed into a bookshelf, sending books tumbling down, and was then beaten up by a group of bullies. In the chaos, Bart managed to escape, only to be pulled into a secret passage.
What the hell? Shh.
Martin led him to a hidden base, a refuge for all the school's smartest students. They
What is this place?
called it the Outcast Sanctuary, where you could do as much extra credit work as you wanted without fear of being bullied. And just like that, Bart became a member of the sanctuary. Homer emerged from the fallout shelter, placed a can of food in the hands of a skeleton, and drove into town. The traffic light had turned green, but the cars ahead didn't move.
It's green, moron! Where's the stupid guy? Hello?
Frustrated, Homer punched the driver of the car in front, only to realize the streets were filled with skeletons. Puzzled, he noticed one skeleton holding a newspaper with a headline that read, "Nuclear missile fired toward Springfield." Homer had become the only survivor in Springfield. He started enjoying the perks of solitude, watching movies alone, and even dancing naked in the church. But just as he was really getting into it, the music stopped. A group of black-cloaked mutants appeared, telling Homer the nuclear blast hadn't killed everyone, some had mutated instead, and they planned to kill him. Homer bolted from the church, jumped into his car, and was about to start it when he noticed a coffin in the back seat. The mutants surrounded his car, but he floored it and sped back home, with the mutants in hot pursuit. Back at the house, the doorbell rang. Homer opened the door out of habit, only to find the mutants standing there.
Homie, is that you?
March, kids! You're alive!
Lisa explained that because their house was coated in multiple layers of lead paint, it had essentially become a fallout shelter, which was why the family was unharmed. Overjoyed to see his family safe, Homer hugged them, and the scene moved the mutants. They admitted they had lost the ability to love during these dark days. Mutant Ned suggested they could work together to build a utopia, but to his surprise, Marge and the others suddenly pulled out guns and aimed them at the mutants.
Friends with mutants, right.
Now that's the Marge I married.
During the 2008 presidential election, candidates from all sides were busy campaigning. Homer, being too overweight to fit into a voting booth, was told to use an electronic voting machine instead. But when he selected Obama, the machine recorded his vote for McCain.
No, I want to vote for Obama.
2 votes for McCain.
He tried again, and it still gave the vote to McCain. Now down to his last chance, Homer tapped Obama's name once more, yet the machine once again chose McCain. That's when he realized the machine was rigged. To make matters worse, it tried to kill him to cover up the malfunction, sucking him toward its intake slot. Meanwhile, Bart gave Lisa a convertible just like Malibu Stacy's as a Christmas gift. Lisa even fell asleep with the toy car beside her, only for it to transform into a robot in the middle of the night, activating other items in her bedroom and turning them into robots too. The next morning, as Homer was heading to work, his own car transformed into Optimus Prime, seating Homer right on its rear end. It then got into a brawl with Ned Flanders' car. The entire town was thrown into complete chaos. The pimple car and the white car prepared for their final showdown. But just as the fight was about to begin, Maggie stepped in to stop them. She reasoned that even if they hated each other, it wasn't worth destroying the town over it. The cars exchanged a glance, realizing Maggie was right, this fight was pointless. Still, Springfield's residents ended up captured by the robots, tied to a long pole, and arranged in place to become living players in a giant foosball table.